So tonight's episode of TNA opened with an all-star triple threat match. The winner goes to Emergence to challenge for the X Division Championship in an Ultimate X match. The participants are Hammerstone, Kazarian, and Kushida. The reason I said this is an all-star match, it's some big talent in this. And Hammerstone ends up winning in what I think is an amazing decision. He just has that it factor, you understand? And I do hope he gets a bigger push because honestly, they should put the X Division Championship on him. I'm fully bought into it and you should buy into some of his stock too. And he's also still incredibly young with such a large resume on his hands of just great stuff. So if TNA grooms him correctly, he can be the legitimate next face of the company. And I also did like that small alliance he had with Ash by Elegance a few weeks back. They should definitely bring that back and take a look at it again. But yeah, Hammerstone should just get a push because I do believe he has some major potential. After the match, Kazarian attacks Kushida, and I don't know what they're doing with Kushida. They had some interesting stuff going on with his feud with Jonathan Gresham, but they seemingly dropped it for whatever reason. They never fully buy into anything he's doing and it's starting to harm him. He's just feeling like that big name talent that you always put in the match to lose. He never does anything other than that. Rosemary takes on Alicia Edwards on our sole knockouts match of the night. Once again, the knockouts take a back seat for the rest of the show, and it's starting to get really bad. Rosemary wins, but Alicia went band for band with her, which shouldn't be the case because Rosemary is one of your more legitimate, incredible stars. And it's not like they even gave us progression with her feud with Ash by Elegance, so what even is the point? The match felt so pointless. Hell, even Jordan Grace wasn't on the show tonight, besides for some pre-taped segments. I don't understand what they're doing with the knockouts division. Like, I get it, it's not that deep of a division, but it feels like you're not even trying anymore. It's like this prestigious division that was once the top of your show is just being put to the sideline now, and I don't like that. We then had the 6-man tag match, Xia Brookside, Rhino, and PCO going up against Steph DeLander and Matt Cardona and his secret partner. But as I predicted, something was up and Matt Cardona isn't medically cleared in asterisks to compete tonight. And instead, he gives us two mystery partners for Steph DeLander, which is Big Con and Madman Fulton, and this was a big bummer. Now, I wasn't expecting some major star like Bobby Lashley or Ricochet or anything like that, but I kinda did hope for something more special than just Khan and Madman Fulton. And obviously with those guys in the match, you obviously knew PCO, Rhino, Xia Brookside, they weren't gonna lose and they won. The match, it was there, right? It could have been something more special, but it was just there, didn't feel any connection to it. The right people won, and I don't know what Khan or Madman Fulton's gonna do now. They're just big brutes to be beat up. I don't think they're going to stick with Matt Cardona. It wouldn't make too much sense. They'll probably continue this feud with him and then leave. But again, I think there was so much potential here and they just dropped the ball. We then had a hype package for Josh Alexander and Nick Nemeth, and I'm really excited for this match. Iron Man matches, if done correctly, are really exciting. A feud that hasn't been built up too well, but still two competitors that are big in this company, and I just like seeing them. They mesh so well. They have such good chemistry. So an Iron Man match between these two is going to be really good. I'm very excited for Emergence for this match. Just a quick reminder, if you're liking this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It would be much appreciated. Let's get back into the content. We then had another Ultimate X qualifier, which was between Laredo Kid, Jay Vidal, and Gujar. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but he's this Indian guy. And he impressed me tonight. I was impressed by everyone. Laredo Kid ended up winning, but Jay Vidal, I love his character work. He's really entertaining to watch. And Gujar, he was really impressive in the ring too. I just like this match. I would like to see more of Jay Vidal. He's very interesting. And Laredo Kid's going to the Ultimate X match. I don't think he's going to win, but I was impressed with him tonight. He has a really cool mask. I really like his mask. I specifically usually like luchadors with unique masks, and TNA has that a lot. Remember Manic or Suicide? Both those guys had really cool masks. Laredo Kid isn't up there, but he has a cool mask. Just thought I'd talk about that for a second. And yeah, now the Ultimate X match is complete. We know all the competitors, and there's a few guys that I think could win. I could see Zach Wentz win. I can see Speedball retaining. I can see Hammerstone winning, right? A lot of potential, which makes the match really unpredictable and really fun. I'm hoping Hammerstone wins or Zach Wentz. If Zach Wentz wins and we get that Wesley feud for the X Division title, amazing. So yeah, very excited for this match. Emergence is looking really good so far. And then backstage, we had Rich Swann complaining that he's not in the Ultimate X match, and Speedball Mike Bailey comes up. He says, I'll give you a match for the X Division Championship next week. Speedball's not going to lose. Another one of those matches that just feels really predictable. If it was top dollar, this match would have been a lot more interesting just for the character work. But Swann feels like a lackey and he's not going to lose to Speedball. And it's not that much of an exciting matchup. So yeah, not too excited for this, but it's going to be a good match, so you know you're going to have that. Then we had Jonathan Gresham going up against Charlie Dempsey, one of my favorites, Charlie Dempsey. Why didn't he bring the Heritage Cup with him here? I know he lost, so maybe you didn't want to present your champion losing, but there could have been an interesting story here. And also, what's happening with Jonathan Gresham? Is he not that creepy guy anymore? I don't know. I want to see that creepy side of him more. I was really enjoying that. But okay, this Jonathan Gresham, it's fine too. Like I mentioned, Jonathan Gresham wins the match. A really fun match. I'm usually not into this technical style of wrestling, but they made a few funny spots in the match that I really liked. So go and check this out. But yeah, Jonathan Gresham wins. He forces Charlie Dempsey down, gets the victory. And Charlie Dempsey tries to brawl with him, but it doesn't work out well, and he just leaves. We should get a rematch, right? Maybe at No Mercy, Charlie Dempsey can defend it against Jonathan Gresham. That would be so cool, right? I would love to see that. Probably not going to happen, but right, just fantasy booking here. Regardless, a fun little match, not a lot of consequences, but highly suggest watching it out. And Charlie Dempsey is pretty much a TNA superstar now because he appears on TNA just as much as he does on NXT. So I really like that for them. And then in the main event, we had the Hardy Boys returning, and they are facing Moose and JDC of the System. If you know, you know, but Jeff Hardy is my all-time favorite superstar, and around the time Broken Matt Hardy was in TNA, that was some of my favorite work of all time. So I have a deep emotional connection to Hardy Boys, so whenever I see them, regardless of how old they are, I really enjoy their matches, and this was no different. Moose looked really strong tonight, and the Hardy Boys won, as you'd expect. Now after the match, a whole brawl broke out with the whole System. Joe Henry and Santana came out to save the Hardy Boys, and this sets up for a big 4-on-4 match at Emergence. Really excited for this, like a superstar big level match. I wish they would put this in a lethal lockdown. That would have been really interesting because I think this whole rivalry, it deserves this special gimmick match. It's been so long-term booked, it's so interesting, and there's so many big names in here. It deserves like a lethal lockdown level match, especially with Survivor Series War Games coming up, right? This would mesh well and bring a lot of attention to TNA. But what do I know? I'm just a fan. I'm not a booker. Now, as I do on the end of each of these videos, I give the show a ranking, and tonight's show gets a 6 out of 10. A few stuff I liked, but regardless, the show felt very underwhelming for what it could have been. The main event was fine, but something felt missing. The second X Division qualifier match was just there, and again, the Knockouts division just underwhelmed like it always does these days. So yeah, a lot I didn't like, but there was also some good stuff here. The opening match was incredible, and then you had Jonathan Gresham, Charlie Dempsey, and a few other stuff. I really enjoyed this episode, but I can't overlook its flaws, not this time, which is why it only gets a 6. Now, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe. I hope I'll see you again soon because I have a lot more content planned out coming next week. So subscribe, tune in for that, and I hope I see you again soon.